covered because they don't want their faces on the news. Yeah, that's why I'm standing in front of you.
And now to the breaking news unfolding as we speak. Clashes break out in downtown Portland. Conflicting protests have brought two groups face to face today, Antifa and Patriot Prayer. We have seen multiple fights, multiple arrests. Our Lisa Balick and Jennifer Dowling are both covering the action from both sides of these clashes. We want to warn you ahead of time. This is live coverage. It is possible you'll see violence. It's possible you will hear vulgar language. We're going to begin with Lisa Balick, who has been following Antifa. Lisa, what are you seeing?
Right now we're at Southwest Main and 3rd, and they have been on the move over the past 15 minutes. Take a look here behind us here. You're seeing police trying to keep the Antifa from getting over to the Patriot Para groups. We have seen pepper spray used. We have seen fights breaking out here. This is, again, a live picture of what's happening. Now, there was no permit to be in the streets, but people have gone into the streets. There's a lot of screaming and yelling back and forth between groups. Again, this is a live picture here. We are outside, right in front of the Justice Center. What's happening also is Patriot Prayer is having a rally at Terry Shrunk Plaza, the next block over. Portland police have done a job trying to keep the two groups separated as people are going in there. But these folks now are moving over that way, again, trying to interfere with that rally that's about to go on. But they're on the move. They have been moving through the streets of downtown Portland, mostly the sidewalks. We've seen lots of riot police as well that are in place, that have been on the move as well on their vehicles. But we are seeing Homeland Security down here as well as Portland Police. They've been mostly, though, on these several blocks here through the heart of downtown Portland. This started about an hour and a half ago. And again, there's not a plan in terms of where they will be. They just keep going on the move. And the Portland Police have been trying to keep the two groups separated from each other.
All right, well, that's Lisa Balick reporting live there. We also have Jennifer Dowling.
Yeah, and I want you to take a look here. Let's take a look here down here as well. We've got the riot police here as well. We've heard a couple of flashbangs going off. Again, they're trying to keep people out of the street. Again, this is live coverage, so you may see some things that you don't expect. But again, this is a live situation. Keep in mind, this is about a year ago when we saw thousands of protesters in the streets. This was, again, right around the time with the incident on the Max where Jeremy Christian allegedly stabbed to death people on that Max. The size of the crowds this time, nowhere near that whatsoever, but we have seen more and more people coming down here. This actually, police say, is a larger gathering than what they had expected today. They thought there would not be this many people. Again, this is a live situation down here in the downtown blocks. The streets are open. No streets have been closed out so far at this point. Again, police are trying to keep the streets open as this protest keeps moving through the streets of downtown Portland. Back to you.
All right, Lisa Balick, thank you very much. And now we want to get over to Jennifer Dowling. You can see the chaos. Jennifer, I've been watching you following these groups around. I understand that this protest began involving a man named Tiny with Patriot Prayer who you talked to. What did he have to say and what are you seeing?
Good afternoon, Trevor. Let's first talk about what I'm seeing right now. We're at Chapman Square and Terry Shrunk Plaza, where that rally was originally supposed to start, and we were there talking to some of the members of the Patriot Prayer group earlier in the day. It's hard to maneuver around here because the groups are on the move. We're on the move as well, as you can see. My photographer Kenny trying to get some shots here to show you exactly what's going to go on. So I'm just going to walk with him. So you may not see me on camera a whole lot, but I just want to describe, oh, look, we have a group running right there to my right. Could be a confrontation. We've seen those all day, actually. A lot of people colliding. We've seen a couple incidents where people have been pepper sprayed from both sides. We've seen at least 2 arrests. One man from Antifa leaving toward the Justice Center with a bloody face and handcuffs. He looked like he was from Antifa. But we also saw members of Patriot Prayer cuffed as well, at least one. Maybe not multiple members, but at least one. So as you can see, it's a fluid situation. A lot of people have sticks and flagpoles here. And police have been trying to confiscate those because they have been, unfortunately, used as weapons by various people in this group. And it's hard to tell who's using them, whether it's Antifa or Patriot Prayer members, because when the groups come together, it is, a big, just to dumb it down, a big mess. So here we are with the officers in their riot gear, pulling up from Portland Police. they're getting ready to encircle the crowds here. What they've been doing all day is blocking them. I think Lisa Balick mentioned that earlier. Blocking them in Chapman Square over there from entering into Terry Shrunk Plaza. So they're trying to keep the two groups apart here. And we have, again, seen some arrests. We've also heard a number of flashbangs. That's a cloud dispersal device. And people pepper sprayed as well. So police have been using techniques to break up the two groups when they collide. And when they were on the march, actually earlier, we got under some scaffolding where there was construction at one of the buildings downtown, and things got pretty rough under there. It was hard for police to get in there and break that up. So we've seen a few people get slugged in the face, some physical violence out here. Also, again, people using flagpoles as weapons at various times. And we did see at least one person injured, and quite a few people pepper sprayed. And that's Joey Gibson right there you're looking at. I'm not sure if Kenny's can get focused on him. He's running for office in Washington State. And back to what Trevor was talking about earlier, I did interview Tiny Toese. He is going back to the Samoan Islands. That's where he's originally from. And this rally is intended to celebrate his involvement or mark his involvement in this Patriot prayer movement. And if you'll recall, last year he was arrested during this same rally a year ago on this anniversary date. So things got pretty rough back then, and he was actually pepper sprayed today. I saw him pouring water in his eyes earlier, but he is vowing to come back within a couple weeks after he leaves for the islands. So again, this rally is to mark Tiny's departure for the islands of Samoa and to celebrate freedom of speech. That's what this Patriot Prayer group usually rallies for when they're out here. And things have calmed down a bit, so I'm going to toss it back to you guys in the studio, and we'll see you again probably at around 5:30 and 6.
Yes, Jennifer Dowling, thank you very much for the...
You know what? You know what else?
That's totally good. That's rated G.
We see something, a trash can on fire, newspaper rack right there.
Give me that shit! Give me this fucking fucking card! You know what you just did? Fuck you, get out of here! Get out!
Throwing punches at women, stealing things.
Oh shit!
Hey guys, I have it all on video.
Wow! Hey man, you got to get out.
Haley, come over here. Come on. Guys, get the hell over here.
Go! So good, how you doing?
So my first bit of my live feed, I got them attacking Haley and all them, so.
Good.
Yep.
Good. Are any of their masks off, or are they all
Mask off. Mask off.
Thank God.
It was a big guy just swinging on anyone who he could. Then he ripped off Haley's red hat.
All right, let's collect ourselves. And get ready. Guys, come on, guys, let's get ready. To arrest people, that's what they told me, who break the law. Let's let them arrest them. We'll continue to march.
Power to the people.
Stay off the street. Let them arrest them. But we will not run. And we will not hide. That's not what we do.
Yeah, dude. Hey, you fucking punk! Fuck you! Fucking assaulted bastard! Fuck off! Fucking punks! You fucking Watch your fucking back! Fucking pussy coward! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Go! Who's having fun? I know today it's going to be the last time you guys will see Tiny. I'm going to be gone for a few days. But after today, I made up my mind. Our job here needs to be done. And it just started. They thought Patriot Prayer is gone. They thought the Proud Boys were gone. They thought the Patriots were gone. But standing here today with you guys, no, it's just the beginning. We're going to hit Portland hard, like I said. Hooroo, hooroo. Today, they're Patriots.
Relax, guys. What do you do? Actually, you guys make your work. What do we want? What's your back? What's your back? That's freedom. That's the right. That's what America's about. You're a pussy step. I'm Irish connection. I'm Irish connection. You're a dumb motherfucker. You're a dumb motherfucker. You're mentally ill. You're mentally ill. Mental illness. Mental illness. Every single one of you. You need help.
You're the one who's guys are going every fucking which way. You're real old. You got 6 dudes on your ass. Fuck off.
Look at you. Wait on your knees.
Hey, I'm not a dude. They probably got bigger balls than you guys.
Hey, we got a guy named Kyle. Chief, right there. Beautiful, beautiful. Anyone else? Anyone else? Come on. Any more fingers? There we go. There we go. Now we're feeling the spirit.
My name is Joey Gibson. I'm with Patriot Prayer, and this is my absolute pleasure to make this video. Make this video about a man named Tiny who's not so tiny. Everywhere I go, people want to know, who is this man? What motivates him? What drives him? This man is a man of all heart. Tons of passion, tons of inspiration, but there's a story behind him that he has to tell, and I believe it will impact so many people if you listen with an open heart and an open mind. There's a narrative in our country that there is no point in trying to change the hearts and minds of people, but that is not true. That is a lie. And if you listen to what it is that Tiny has to say, I believe that this will give you faith and give you hope to continue on this journey, to push forward in this movement, because this movement is about changing the hearts and minds of each person, one person at a time.
Hello everybody, Talofa. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Tiny. My real name is Tusitala John Tuafo'ala Tuli Langi Toese. I am 21 years old from the island of American Samoa, and I'm part of this freedom movement that's going on to stand up for free speech and stand up for the freedom in America. And right now, I think it's time for me to come out and tell my story about who I was and the kind of person I was before I even joined this movement and before I met all these kindful and loving people that I'm with right now, standing up for the right cause. Last year when I found out that Trump was running for president, I didn't really hate him, but when I start watching the news and everything, talking about how racist he was, I started hating him. And so I keep on watching these videos about him, then I keep on feeding on my anger towards him. And so I start taking off my anger on other people that supported him. Every time I see somebody with the Trump flag waving behind their car and I drive right next to them, you know, I turn up my radio and I play that F Donald Trump stuff. And if they ever say something to me, I will cuss them out and I will tell them, you know, pull over and let's fight. That's how much I hated him. Every time I see somebody with the Trump hat or a Trump shirt or anything, I will give that person a lot of bad stuff. Like I would cuss them out, or I would even beat them up if they were to talk back to me. I go on the internet and on the social media, I look for videos that I see Trump supporters getting beat up, and it makes me happy. It makes me happy. So one day I was just scrolling through Facebook. I didn't even know anything about this movement going on, and I came across a video of like Trump rally in Vancouver, Washington. So I was like, oh, that's where I live. So I can't wait to play this video and see some Trump supporter getting beat up. I was like, yeah, you know, I was so happy to see this. And next thing I know, I clicked on the video and it was a whole different thing. I saw Joey. That's how I found out about him. It was his video. And I was like, okay, I was expecting a fight. Then I see all these people. I didn't even know about Panti-fa until I went with Joey and these guys. I saw these guys in masks and everything. And they were the one who was causing trouble that day. And Joey's speech that day, it hit me right in the core. And I was like, I thought these people were supposed to be racist and stuff. Why are they speaking like this? So I decided then to talk to Joey and message him on Facebook. So I went and searched him on Facebook, and I was like, you know, I still hate Trump, but I kind of have a heart that was, you know, after I heard his speech, I kind of feel like, you know, I needed to change, and I you know, and hear the Trump supporter side. So I dropped my pride right there and then, and I messaged Joey. So I lied to him. I was like, hey Joey, I saw that speech and everything, and you know, I'm a big Trump supporter and all that. So I was just trying to get him to believe me so I can join them and see what was going on, see the truth. So Joey hit me up right away and he was like, no, I'll introduce you to this and this. And then I met John Beavers, and they added me to a group chat of people that was in the state of Washington that support this movement. That's how I met Pam, David Fry, and all these other good people that was in this group chat.
You all turn your back, let me beat his ass.
Can't do that.